This unassuming building houses a key part of Minnesota's civil rights history. The Minnesota Spokesman Recorder is the state's oldest black-owned newspaper and business in Minnesota, and was founded by Cecil Newman in 1934.
One of his first experiences was he went to a restaurant and he ordered a hamburger and it was laced with salt. Then he knew that he had a lot of work still to do.
TRACEY WILLIAMS-DILLARD is the paper's publisher and the granddaughter of Newman.
He tried to be the voice for the voiceless and tell the stories that weren't being told by the mainstream newspapers or mainstream media news at all.
The newspaper is situated just a few blocks away from the spot where George Floyd was killed. The paper's journalists covered the story as it progressed from a local story to the international stage. Police brutality has become a major discussion point across the country following a number of high-profile deaths, including that of George Floyd. But many of the staff at this paper say such cases are not new to them. They've been dealing with similar cases for years.
Since 1934 to 2021, we're still writing the same stories. We tell them stories because if not for us, no one would know that these stories exist. The more things change, the more they stay the same, and it's a little bit frustrating at times because it's like, when are we going to change? When will we see change? Do we have to keep writing the same stories over and over and over again?
Mel Reeves is both an activist and the newspaper's editor. He attempted to connect Floyd's death to the lived experiences in the African-American community.
We covered the protests from their perspective. We weren't afraid to say what the people were saying. We can't change the world in that sense, but we can kind of give you an idea of what needs to be changed.
Despite the global media spotlight, other high-profile police shootings have occurred in Minnesota since Floyd's death. For staff here, those events underline the work that still lies ahead.
We're not going to stop writing about it. We're not going to let up, because it's important that we see change, that our community sees change, because our community needs hope. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for hope.
So let's drop this sidebar down, make sure it looks like a sidebar.
The international spotlight may fade away from Minnesota, but this newspaper is determined to continue to be that voice for the voiceless. Dan Williams, CGTN, Minneapolis.